following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face-Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
Face-Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
breakaway.
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face-Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
So glad the Orioles showed up so that the team couldn't clinch on their home field. Oh, wait. Oof. Welcome to Face-Off Hockey Show. Scotty Waz here, Johnny P there, Mark with the C there. Everyone's back. Everyone's back again.
Yep.
Everyone's doing things and stuff. Man, the O's just kind of gave up after that National Series, didn't they? Good God Almighty. Oh, well, what can you do?
I actually
What
won't be here
can
next
you do?
week, by the way.
Oh, you're not? Okay. Super.
To start the season, perfect.
What the fuck are you wearing?
Isn't this great?
John Star Runner.
Yeah. It's a Captain America shirt. I got it for TJ Oshie or John Carlson. Look, I'll walk away from it. See?
Everybody.
Oh my lord, I didn't even see the bottom of it.
Everybody.
See, isn't it so much nicer when you can see the stripes?
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
that's incredible.
I thought so.
Definitely something.
Isn't it?
I will tell you that much.
I mean, it's no Baltimore Blast jersey, but what is?
It's true.
Did you see those, Scotty? Did you see the new Baltimore Blast jerseys?
I have not. Should I go check those out?
They're on my Facebook. You would like them a lot.
I will check those out. It's also no Tequila Sunrise jersey that Little Miss Jen got this weekend. She got the Astros
That's nice.
the Astros old school Tequila Sunrise jersey.
That's good.
Where's Johnny's Facebook?
Yeah. Look at my Facebook.
I'm looking at the Facebook. Wow, those are tremendous.
Aren't
Good
they?
old Baltimore Blast jerseys, they're fantastic.
They could be the greatest thing ever.
I'm getting a white jersey with the Maryland flag sash across the jersey.
As you should have.
But the red ones are subtle. The red ones have the Maryland flag in the shirt and then on the cuffs and the bottom.
I like the bordering, but the subtlety, sub-laminated stuff is pretty fancy.
They're made by Top Tier Gear.
Top Tier Gear. Is that why the TT's in there? Nice.
2 T's and a G if you look at the logo.
Wow. It could be the most amazing thing ever, honestly.
I thought so. I thought you would like it, Scotty.
I might have to buy yet another football jersey.
We had a conversation today at work. If Maryland is the only state in the United States that makes gear for their flag. Because Marylanders are very happy with their flag. I mean, as you can see, it's right here behind me. For the
Exactly.
on the YouTube. I have a 4-foot by 6-foot Maryland flag. But I almost wonder, like, can you buy like a Colorado flag beanie?
See, I would say Colorado would probably be the only other state to do so because their logo is kind of versatile that way. Plus, I think that the Avalanche incorporated that into their shoulder patch this year. I don't know what the Rapids do or whatever the hell they're called now. They're not the Rapids anymore, are they?
Yeah, Colorado Rapids.
Hey, how about that? I thought they changed their name. But yeah, I don't think they use it that much. But the Rockies, the old hockey Rockies used it. The new baseball Rockies don't.
Yeah, but those are professional sports teams. Like, I'm just talking about Maryland gear. Like, I have a Maryland flag tie.
As do I.
And you have a Maryland beanie.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, do other states do that?
I wouldn't say
Or
so.
is
I
it
don't think
just Maryland? Like
I'd have to say I think it's only Maryland because I don't think any other flags are that
cool.
Yeah, that cool, and that also what's the word I'm looking for? It's
Awesome.
Okay, no, not that. Yes, that, but not that. It's not as designed because it's got faces of dead presidents on it. Because other states use basically their state seal as their flag on top of the background.
Yeah, that's a lot of seals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's inhumane. Pete will be after all those people all the time.
Yeah, especially for their skins.
Exactly. Like what? Like maybe Texas. I would say Texas because
Texas probably does, but Texas doesn't have beanie hats. I'm sure it's too warm down there.
Maybe. Or they just use the Chilean flag and say it's Texas. It's a bootleg Texas flag.
I bet you if we searched on Google that Texas has a state flag tie.
Yeah, probably.
But I do have to give a quick shout out already to Brandon. Brandon was the one who found the Baltimore Blast jerseys and put it on the Twitter that I saw this morning. So
nice. All right, the problem. Okay, here we go. The problem with the Texas tie is that it almost looks too American. However, they do have something a little bit more classier.
Is it a Texas suit jacket?
Close. That'd be amazing. I'm sure that's one out there. Boom. Texas bow tie.
Texas bow tie is fantastic.
Now that's nice.
That also sounds like some sort of sexual maneuver. The Texas bow tie.
Hey, let's be honest. Probably is. Let's not put it past these people. The Texas bow tie is just going to be all sex everything. So there you go. Texas bow tie.
That's very nice. The Texas bow tie I like a lot.
There aren't any definitions yet for the Texas bow tie, but we all know
we
about the
can
Cincinnati bow
start
tie.
one.
The Cincinnati bow tie.
Wow. If you don't know what it is, you can't afford it.
Yeah, you may want to look it up on Urban Dictionary because I'm not going to read that.
All right, perfect.
And just get us kicked off of Google.
This is the guy who just came back from Germany, and God only knows what the hell goes on over there.
Yes, it was fun. I actually didn't really do much.
Yeah, it was all work, everything, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We had off one day, well, 2 days technically, but one of those days was because there was a power outage in the facility I was working at, so it was sort of an unplanned day off.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Well, when you cut the wires, I mean.
Exactly. How else can you survive there? But overall, a
Mark
solid
did
trip there.
text me at 6:30 in the morning on Saturday.
Yes.
Sorry, it was Sunday.
Mhm.
6:30 a.m. Sunday morning. He did send me a text message.
You didn't have to answer it immediately. I just wanted to send it, before I forgot.
Yeah. I know.
Was he giving you like spoiler reports on the finishes of football games?
Yeah,
Like,
because
listen.
I'm 6 hours ahead, so I get all that info.
He was in the future.
Marty, it's your kids, Marty. So nothing exciting or anything happened there, Mark? It was just a nice little trip to Deutschland?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Very what's the word I'm looking for?
Uneventful?
Uneventful. That's
Awesome.
probably the word I'm looking for.
Enough about the awesome. That's good.
But yeah, so I'm doing our draft now for the
Yes.
Bow Prey division.
Yes.
Things are going swimmingly.
Nice. Always good. Always swimmingly is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a draft in about an hour or maybe in 15 minutes. I don't know. I haven't checked the status because we didn't have enough teams because it got thrown together like the end of last week. ESPN League, no less. So I'm sure that'll be exciting as hell.
I have to send out invites, I guess. Hopefully there are more people that want to be in my league on Saturday.
2 more spots Saturday.
So-
TURDAY night.
The draft that I can't even make now because I'm refereeing. But,
Nice. Well, hey, what can you do for Kit Kat Bar? What can you do for Kit Kat Bar, Johnny? Come on.
So who was your first pick, Mark?
My first overall was Jonathan Tavares.
That's a good pick.
And I came back around with I had 5th overall. Came back around with Rick Nash, Dustin Bufflin, Tuukka Rask.
Mm. Ooh, that's a little risky.
Not feeling the Tuukka, huh?
Not a fan of the Tuca.
And then Victor Hedman and Corey Schneider.
That's
You said the
decent
same
goal.
thing about when I drafted
Corey Hirsch
last year. Yes, when I drafted Corey. When I drafted
in 2008.
Marc-Andre Fleury last year, you guys didn't like my goalies last year. I came in second.
Well, there you go.
So
Well, hey, guess
you
what?
can-
First loser.
Mhm.
Got it. You ain't first, you're last there, boy. The Texans would say to you.
I'm gonna hope that Yahoo treats me as well as it used to treat Sean.
Yes. Good pick, Yahoo. I didn't like Flurry on principle. I don't like Tuukka Rask because his defensemen are going down quicker than a German prostitute. So,
Hey, more saves. More saves for this
true. Well, we'll see about that.
guy.
Is there a milk crates thrown thing that we could put on there? Because I'm sure that he'll lead the league in those.
I bet you that is actually a projected stat on Yahoo.
Yeah.
Yep.
But face-offs isn't. Weird.
Why is faceoffs not a projected stat, do you think?
No idea.
Why, I don't understand. It should be. Why even have the stat there if you're not going to project it, Yahoo? Maybe after Yannick Perreault has been wide open. They're just like, well, we can't have a dominant guy. It's just everyone going to be middling. Was there a sucker that picked McDavid early?
Connor McDavid went 30th overall.
Jesus Christ. That's
30th.
third round.
30th overall, yes.
Good God almighty.
Why?
Ugh.
So why is that early for you, Scott?
I don't know. He doesn't jump off the page as a guy who's going to be a big point scoring guy. I don't think anybody is, obviously. I mean, Jamie Benn won with 86 points last year, so I don't see Connor McDavid racking up anywhere. I see him maybe being 55, 60 point guy. But that's
So you
probably not
don't
gonna-
see Connor McDavid and Jack Eichel being the Ovechkin and
Oh, God,
Crosby
no.
of 10 years ago.
God, no. No, the people have figured out how to close the wide open game. I mean, let's be honest. It was 10 years ago that Ovechkin and Crosby came in, and they both came into a league that was much more wide open than usual because the rules and things and stuff. So, I mean, they just came out and they're like, "What is?" Everyone's like, "Well, what's a defensive scheme?" They said, and alas, they got 100. They both got 100 points. I don't see Eichel and McDavid combining for more than 150 points this year.
Okay, I mean that's still. So you said that Jamie Benn won last year with 83 points. So you're saying that the two rookies are going to average 75 points, which is pretty damn close to that.
Yeah, but no, I'm just putting that as a high scale. I think McDavid gets around 60. I think Eichel gets around 50. So maybe 110 will top out. I don't buy into Connor McDavid immediately being the savior like Steve Stamkos was. I see McDavid being a decent rookie, but not someone who's going to just take over the world like everyone thinks he is.
Okay.
I think Jack Eichel could flame out as. I think Jack Eichel could actually be the second half guy that Sean O put his theorem on.
And what is Shauno's theorem again?
That regardless of who, there's always a rookie in the second half who comes out of nowhere and wins the Rookie of the Year. So all eyes on McDavid. Jack Eichel's going to be in Buffalo, just hanging out for a bit, and the next thing you know, booyah, he takes the Calder Trophy, looking like a hobbit. That's the. I think that's the Sean theorem. I don't remember.
I thought it was
Someone.
that every year Jason Spezza was going to win Rookie of the
Well,
Year.
that's it. Since
Well,
Spence
that's
is
the
always
first
eligible.
part of the Shauno theorem. The second, Scotty went right to the second part.
Okay.
Everyone knows the first part.
That's a given. Always eligible.
Do you have a Maryland flag cup?
I do. It's,
Do you have a
Well, it's one of those
Maryland flag jock?
it's like a little plastic thing that has all things Maryland. My mom made for my birthday for me. So I'm just like, oh, it's got Maryland stuff on it, like a crab and an oriole bird. So there we go.
Speaking
Very
of
nice.
Maryland flags on things,
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of just whoring yourself out on everything Maryland. You know, you got this thing here. It's a bottle koozie and it's got Maryland flag all over it. It's pretty crazy. Shit's weird, yo. Anyway. So good Germany trip for Mark. Good
Indeed.
refereeing trip for Johnny.
yep. I've been
And-
refereeing and running.
Getting fit, getting down.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight since the summer, actually.
Nice.
I am between 12 and 15 pounds lighter than I was in July.
Look at you go.
That's what happens when you run 4 miles 3-4 times a week.
That helps. That helps a lot.
I think so.
Tell you what, man, winter's coming in a big, big way. Not only do we have snow in the forecast this weekend, but my throat is dry and my hands are cracking. So that means that winter is on its way. Because
You
just
need
like,
some
you know what?
cocoa butter.
It's just like, you know what? You guys don't need this moisture anymore, right? All right, cool. We'll see you in May. So you'll get this moisture back in May. You don't need it anymore, says Mother Earth.
Well, you'll be here in November, so I'm sure it'll still be a bit humid.
It's true. I'll be Wycleffing it up. I'll be gone till November. Yeah. That's right. Should
It's
put
only a
flights
month.
there.
It's a month away until
About a
Wycliffe
month
comes
away.
back.
It's not exactly a month away. How about that? Just gonna give a kiss to his mother. How about that? Good for Wyclef. I'm glad he's gonna be coming back. I missed him. I missed him oh so much. Is he still like Prime
good.
Minister of Haiti? I don't understand. Like what's his
What's there
job
not to
as?
understand?
I don't know if he's Prime Minister or not, or if he's just like a governor of a little city-state. Like so many Romans before him. Yeah.
So where's
I
that?
feel like
'cause
Wycliffe could run the country.
Yeah. Didn't he send or give a lot of money?
Well,
I
they
think he
sang
actually-
that song for Haiti, right, after the earthquake.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
That was the one.
I bought it.
there you go. Wyclef Jean tried to run for president in 2010 of Haiti, but his candidacy was rejected
What?
because he did not meet the residency requirements, having lived in Haiti for 5 years before the election. So he was really gone till November. Jesus.
Well, that's when
Wait.
the elections are. They're in November.
Exactly. So he's just like, hey, man, whatever. Apparently, Sean Penn and the guy from Arcade Fire did not think that he should be running for president because of his residency, and also him not speaking French and not being fluent Creole. So wow, everybody in the music industry was, and Sean Penn was busting on his.
I don't know why a president needs to be able to cook.
Gotta use those spices though. Gotta be spicy.
Just because he can't cook Creole does not mean that he can't be a good president.
I think that's really
Is
a
that
big
your
tipping
platform,
point.
John?
That's
I'm
how
his
Johnny's
vice
running.
president.
how Johnny's running for city council. Just because I use Old Bay on everything doesn't mean I'm a bad person. Just means
No.
I cook odd.
That makes me a great person in this area.
That is actually. By the way, have you guys seen the Baltimore in the Box thing that goes on? You seen that that fun stuff?
That sounds like a sexual maneuver also.
Close, kind of close. Like, really, you guys never heard that one?
I
Baltimore
have
in a
seen
Box?
it. Yeah, I've seen it, where they send you like burger cookies and Old Bay and stuff.
Yeah, you get Old Bay and you get some Route 1 stuff and some other crazy bullshit in there too. And it's like, wow, my mom needs to sue for gimmick infringement. She's been doing that for years. Just sending up all kinds of Baltimore stuff. Like, what the hell's going on? Why did they steal your idea, Mom? What the hell? And she's like, what the hell's the internet? And I'm like, okay, well, this is going nowhere. And I just shrug my shoulders and shake my head, and we try to connect on Skype, and nothing happens. It's like, how dare you? dare you waste my time like this? Anyway. Gonna be an uncle again, by the way. That's a fun thing.
How did that happen?
Well, if you don't know by now, Johnny, there's not really no saving you. Penis, vagina, there we go.
It was the Texas bow tie.
I understand we haven't done Hockey Erotica in a while, but I'm pretty sure you know how this whole thing goes. But yeah, apparently she's due at the end of November, so whatever. I already got 2 nieces. I'm over it already. I'm over it. Anyway, I should probably get to some stuff and things. Some things and some stuff now, man.
So it looks like the Giant Pekkas. Just a comment on the fantasy draft before we get into the real hockey news. This would be Brian Neal's team, the Giant Pekkas.
Of course it is.
Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews are your centers. Johnny Gaudreau, Chris Kreider, Ryan Johansson, Philip Forsberg currently is what's going on here. Shea Weber, Aaron Ekblad, and Jack Eichel. Very youngster heavy. And potentially a little rapey. Allegedly.
Oh, no, Mark. Not really. Considering the shit that went on after we got off the air on Wednesday, holy motherfuck.
Yeah, we thought that it was a GOG show before we left.
I knew. Nope. So this is how I wanted to segue into this. So. All
right. Well, yeah. The injuries we'll get to in a second. So we went off the air Wednesday. We're just like, we're not going to talk about it. Then we spent like 20 minutes on it. This is when last week we heard that the lawyer found the rape kit, the accuser's mother. Accuser's mother. Mudda was a mudda. No, she found like a destroyed rape kit on her front lawn on her front door in a paper bag. I mean, it's a whole big dog and pony show about it. Then Thursday night, the guy who said, yes, this is an intolerable act, this is a bad thing, he quits the case. He just straight up says, you know what? I feel misled. There's something about this that ain't right. I'm out. So that happens Friday afternoon. The DA of I think it's Hamburg County said, yeah, guess what? Rape kits come in a box, not in a plastic bag. So somebody did some shit. The box has never left anybody's custody. I don't know where they got this. What happened?
You mean you can't just order a rape kit on Amazon and have it show up at your door?
You can order a bunch of other shit on Amazon, but you can't order that. So apparently the mother had misled a little bit, and no clue if she had a motive, if she was pushed to do so, what the hell this is all about. So that happened on Friday, and it just keeps getting weirder and weirder. And
Has more stuff happened, or have they just gone silent since Friday?
Since Friday, it's gone silent. But I think in that 12-hour window from when the lawyer resigned at like 11 p.m. Buffalo area time to like when they had the press conference at noon Eastern, that's like pretty. The dude drops the case. And just like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable anymore. I'm leaving.
Oh, yeah. Even the Coyotes are like, oh, thank God this didn't happen to us.
Yeah, the Coyotes are just like, wow, our stuff doesn't seem that bad anymore, kind of thing. So there's that, and that's your Patrick Kane update.
So is this? So I was confused about this. Is this worse for Patrick Kane's case? Is this better for Patrick Kane? I couldn't really put my finger on how I feel about this.
What happened the Friday before, because you were probably en route to Germany. Not last Friday, but the Friday before that, the 18th. 4 sources said that Patrick Kane's DNA was nowhere near the woman's body.
Wow.
4 sources, Mark. Like, not only did a reporter go to one source, he got confirmation there. And then, all right, I need a confirmation from a second source. All right, cool. All right, well, that's not enough. I need another source. Yeah, okay, another one. All right, can I get a 4th one? Can I get a 4th one? Arn Anderson shows up, gives the 4 horsemen sign, spine busters the reporter, and says, there's your 4th confirmation.
Nice.
I don't think that
But
last part happened.
The Fifth
But-
Doctor does think that Tetra Kane's DNA was near.
Yes, the fifth Doctor chose Bubble Yum instead of Trident.
Yeah, 4 out
that
of
guy's
5
an idiot.
doctors agree.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was that
Yeah,
ended.
it's
up
been a
with
gong
those
show
reasons.
for like 2 or 3 weeks now.
It's like a bad episode of Night Court.
No such thing.
You're right.
I feel like even for the Honorable Harry T. Stone, that this would be too far.
Like I don't think I've seen a case this bizarre ever. I'm trying to think like off
How
the top
bizarre?
of my head. How bizarre. Dun, 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 dun. Rest in peace, that guy.
Is he the ultimate that guy?
Yeah, I think so. I don't even know what the name of the band is. Does anybody?
I can look it up.
Without
I don't even
Googling?
think- I don't think the song is actually called How Bizarre either.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, I just looked it up. Does anybody want to guess? You guys are never gonna get it.
No goddamn clue.
Yeah, I don't know.
The musical group is called OMC, which stands for the Otara Millionaires Club, and was a
Of course it
New
does.
Zealand-based music group.
Of course. Well, I knew they were some kind of British because of the accent. So didn't know
Yes.
they were Aboriginal. Good for them.
They had a single in 2007 though.
What?
Yeah.
Was it
the
remix to How
the number
Bizarre?
4, All of
You're-
Us. For all
You're
of us.
goddamn liar. You're a goddamn liar.
According to Wikipedia.
Okay,
It is a
well, that's for
non-album single though. It just came
sure.
out.
Oh, a non-album single.
That's
They
because
had-
they
so
rolled
they-
it out of the trunk of their cars.
Yeah, they had actually 5 singles off of the album How Bizarre, spread out
Was-
over
what?
2 years. Yes.
What? How does New Zealand radio work? That shouldn't happen.
It reached number 1, by the way, in New Zealand, Australia. What's AUT? Austria, Canada, and U.S. pop radio, but not U.S. overall radio. It only hit number 4 on U.S. overall radio.
Is that because country music was taking over?
Yeah, it's
What
probably
year
all
was that?
Garth. Like 3 Garth Brooks songs were probably ahead of that.
What year was that?
Which in 95, 96, 97 was the How
Oh
Bizarre.
yeah, that would have been right around the time when the Garth Brooks The Hits CD came out.
That would have also been around the time you got your Limp Bizkits, your Linkin Parks, your Britney Spearses, your NSYNCs. Right? Would that be around that time? Your Macarenas, I think.
Britney Spears was 97, 98-ish.
Macarena. Wow.
You know what? I'm surprised that it didn't reach number 1 overall. Johnny's got a point. Interesting. That's more than I needed to remember about OMC today, that's for sure. I'm glad this show exists, because if not, I would forget the band's name altogether. And guess what? After this show, I'm probably going to forget this band's name altogether.
Yeah, you don't need to know. You don't need to know.
It's that song and apparently another one. That's all I care about. Anyway. So yeah, Patrick Kane's case.
How
Thought it was
bizarre.
thought it was a shitstorm last week. Oh no, we should have waited like 48 hours. Then the real shit hit the fan. Holy Dinah. Anyway, Johnny, if you will, fit my music for the injury report.
See what condition my condition was in.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah! Oh yeah!
That's Scotty's music.
My condition was in.
They don't call him the best producer in the business for nothing, folks. So there you go. Injury report. Well, one guy who might help Connor McDavid get more points because he's now injured. Jordan Eberle, 4 to 6 weeks with a shoulder injury after taking an awkward hit last night against the Arizona Coyotes. So he'll be out 4 to 6 weeks, upwards of possibly 16 games that he will miss. So there's that. A couple of injuries in the Islanders lineup as Thomas Hickey, that upper body injury, will be missing a month, and Steve Bernier with a lower body injury is week to week. But aren't we all? By the way, did you hear the New York Islanders goal horn?
Ugh, that was terrible.
Have you heard that light rail brake screeching action?
That's just so bad.
It's like a car alarm going off. Could
Yeah.
be the worst thing ever. Oh,
What?
God bless. You've not heard? Oh my God, dude! It could be like
No,
the
it's
worst
for the
thing.
best.
Yeah, no, like you know how it sounds like when the light rail or any kind of like train breaks when it goes into the corners.
Yeah, that's what NYCFC had after they scored a goal. They had like a subway sound. Like,
You know what? It could be. Did the mass transit people help figure out NYCFC's goal sound thingy?
Maybe, I'm sure.
Because that's what happened to the Islanders. They got the New York Transit Association to go ahead and help make their thing.
That sounds terrible.
It is not good. It is.
Just go
not,
check it out.
Yeah.
Like right now during the show, or
Mhm.
Sure,
On
why
your
not?
phone. Do it. Look
On your
it up on your phone and turn the volume up
Turn it all the way up.
so that we can hear it.
What do I just look for? Islanders goals.
Oh yeah, Islanders gold horn will suffice. It will suffice very well.
Oh my God! I didn't even have to type in Islanders all the way. Mm-hmm. Ah, for the win. The Islanders have a new goal horn, and it's terrible.
That was pretty much the gist of every title line ever.
Pretty much sums it up.
Could be the greatest gold horn ever now.
Is that it?
No, I think that's too low. I think it's higher than that.
Yeah, you know what? That is higher.
This it says 2014, 2015. That would have been
Oh.
last season, right?
That was last year's.
Oh well, sorry, Islanders fans.
Jesus.
Sorry for bringing up that memory.
Yeah. Wow. That was actually a good goal horn.
Oh, extra mustard.
There it is. Is that SI's?
Yeah, it is.
Where's
New high-pitched goal horn.
There you go. That's the
there
one.
it is.
It says, Mustard Minute, you're going to hate the Islanders' new goal horn.
That sounds about right.
Oh, God. I don't know if, it looks like it's actually on, like, an SI thing, though. No. I don't want
ads.
JJ Watt, get off of my phone.
We get it. You're
Shirt
awkward with
store.
women, but Jesus.
JJ Watt and Kevin Garnett.
What? Odd couple. Maybe play in the same state. Weird. JJ Watt's good though. I'm not gonna lie. JJ Watt's good though.
It was, Oh, Tears of Joy. All right, thanks.
What the hell? Can't skip this. Come on, extra mustard. Get with it.
Coming in this extra mustard minute.
Come on, stop.
After 43 seasons at NASA,
No, shut your face.
That's fine. Let her set it up.
Center is here with their opening night, October 9th. And so, for their final preseason game, the team unveiled a new thing. Yes, for those fans who might get mixed up with
A new thing.
Island, Barclays and the Isles have got you covered, thanks to the team's new goal horn.
Now that sounds like the horn from like a.
That's right. Good
Yeah.
Fast Islanders fans, you'll be reminded of the Long Island Railroad every time your team scores a goal. And for those of you who have been fortunate enough to have never rode the LIRR, here's what it sounds like. And here's the new goal horn.
It does sound like a smart car if you honk the horn.
I was gonna when I didn't want to talk over top of her, but it sounds like a
It's
tiny car's horn. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's terrible.
Not a good horn.
Why would somebody do that?
Because it's the Islanders, and they just want to ruin everything when they get to Brooklyn.
So not only did they take the team out of Long Island, but now they're using the Long Island Railroad.
Well, technically,
horn.
they're still in Long Island. Technically. They're on the tip of it in Brooklyn.
Sorry, I digress. I thought Brooklyn
Just
was
the tip.
not part of Long Island.
No one did, and then they had to point out, no, we still are, and we're just like, oh. Okay. You ruined this whole thing.
Boy, was I wrong.
Boy, were we way off. So there's that. Johnstown, Pennsylvania, hosting Hockeyville, USA on Tuesday night, and it was basically Slapshot as you had hoped. Hanson brothers were there.
Yeah.
People were there from the old Johnstown Jets. They did the Slapshot thing. Mike Emmerich dressed up like a goofball. It was a sight to behold. And I think this is the first year for the Hockeyville in the USA.
Are they the ones that won the contest?
Yes.
Okay, that's what it was. That's what this was. The craft
Mhm.
contest thingy. All right.
Yeah, it's been going on in Canada for a couple years now. I would say since the lockout, where you go ahead and a community gets selected. They get X amount of dollars for renovations to a rink, and for their community hockey program, and then they get a preseason game. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool initiative Kraft's been doing, and luckily the USA has caught on. So
They also get a ton of Easy Mac, or at least should.
They do. We call it KD up here, Kraft Dinner. So
What?
yeah, no, it's not called Mac. It's not called Easy Mac. It's called Kraft Dinner.
Why? Can you only have it for dinner?
Apparently.
Doesn't make sense at all.
No.
You should be able to eat Easy Mac whenever you would like.
It's called Kraft Dinner up here, man. I don't make the rules. I'm not in Parliament yet.
Are you
No.
the P-Funk?
Oh, the All-Star.
Huh.
P-Funk All-Star. Let's see. Kraft Dinner, yeah. Kraft Dinner, known as Kraft Macaroni and Cheese or Kraft Mac and Cheese in the United States, is a cheesy dessert.
It's a dessert now?
Dessert?
It's a cheesy dessert.
Get out of here. What is this dessert?
Okay. I don't know, man. It's just Kraft Dinner, yo. Shit, son. See,
It's outrageous.
You're outrageous. See, look, I don't make the rules. It just says Kraft Dinner on the bottom. As it's on the box it's right there. It's Kraft Dinner. Done. That's all you need. You can only have it for dinner. See, it's underlined. Dinner. Dinner.
It looks like they had this. It looks like they had exactly the same box, and they just needed to find another word that was like Easy Mac.
It is because I think it translates easier into French that way than just putting Easy Mac.
That does make sense, actually,
That's probably the only
for
reason
the
why
French
they did it.
viewers.
For the French. Goodness. Board of Governors meeting happened yesterday, Tuesday. Expansion process continued as both Las Vegas and Quebec proposed to the Board of Governors, and no word on yet if they said yes. So it's like a stadium proposal going wrong. So we'll see. Gary Bettman said the process is ongoing and they can pretty much move the goalpost to however much they want until they feel comfortable about getting themselves the most for their money. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how everything's just going. It's just things and stuff. The Penguins played another big game. It was when their first game in the new arena in Quebec City. So that's another big game for them.
Who did they play?
Les Habitants de Montréal. Les Bleus et Blancs heureux. Les Bleus et Bleus heureux. Je m'appelle touchdown. Boom.
Well said.
So there you go. Expansion going on. Other things talked about at the Board of Governors meeting, the Canadian dollar and 3-on-3 overtime. So apparently they said in the preseason games, 3-on-3 overtime has been decided by a goal 77% of the time. So 77% of the time it works all the time.
Except for the Capitals.
Yeah, well, these things will happen.
They just really wanted TJ Oshie to have some shootout opportunities.
Of course. It's the reason they got him.
Yeah.
Power forward and shootout. Away we go. Come on, guys. Let's do this. And speaking of dinner foods, Francois Bouillon-Cube, he retired. 15 seasons in the NHL as a defenseman who was just kind of there. And now he's not, because he retired.
Yep.
It's a good story.
No, he's not.
Now he's not.
Now he's not. Cool story, bro. Anyway.
Do you want me to get Lyle on?
That'd be helpful.
All right.
That would help us. That would help us a bit for the next however much longer we're here. And then we'll go on to the next one for next week. Start at opening night next week. Opening night in the NHL. So
that came up quick. I can't believe it's already October.
yeah, it's funny because I was talking to Jen, and she's got tickets for the Manitoba Moose Iowa Wild game going on at the University of North Dakota this weekend. I was like, yeah, it's October. It's weeks away, and it's like, it's this weekend. I'm like, Jesus, that happened fast. What the hell's going on here? Where's the year going? It's the last day of September, for Christ's sake. Then October. It's Halloween time. People dressing up as Halloweenies. It's the best thing ever. And so there we go. And there's Roberts. Hi, Lyle. How are you, sir?
Okay. There we go.
That's good.
Yeah, I froze for a second there. So,
Sorry,
actually, I'm outstanding, sir. Outstanding in my field, but outstanding.
Because soon you won't be able to. It'll be covered with snow.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm outstanding in my field as often as I can. Good times today. Good times today. I think you know what's coming. You think, it's a non-hockey note. Good times. Good times if you're a Blue Jays fan. Good times.
Hey, congrats. It's good to see the Blue Jays.
Finally.
I like how the Orioles threw a couple games so that the Blue Jays beat the Yankees to the AL East championship.
Yeah, boy, oh man, that was a brutal beatdown today. I mean, 15-2. In the first game of the doubleheader. It reached the point when the Jays took like a 10-1 lead. I mean, I felt like that kid in that episode of The Simpsons going, stop, he's already dead.
It's pretty much the Orioles season this year. It's just...
Wow, what a dramatic decline from a year ago. Good God.
No,
no one expected them to win the AL East, much like the Blue Jays of this year.
Well, you look at the Jays. I mean, they were 50-51. 2 months ago. I mean, and then
you know what helps, Lyle? Pitching.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Pitching helps a lot. Improved defense helps a lot too. They already had the bats, but yeah, pitching.
That's the only thing the Orioles have is their bats, and that's about it.
Yeah, and I mean, and getting Marcus Stroman back into the lineup unexpectedly in September. I mean, now you got two aces sitting there.
He's a great defenseman.
And him and David Price. I mean, good God, good times. Hey, they'll probably get swept in the divisional series, but hey,
Well, it depends on who they play, because if they get the Yankees, if the Yankees win the wild card, it's
that's it.
Squashed.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been a good year for the Yankees. I mean, they can't even get their fans to turn out, to watch them play the Red Sox. And in a series, it's important. I mean, they got to try and at least clinch a wild card berth, And they're just we're not going to turn out for this.
Well, I mean, A-Rod's their best player. That should say something about that.
I mean, up until about a month ago, I mean, I was sitting here going, look, if you just clinch the wild card, and I'll be happy. Just clinch the wild card, Jays. I'll be happy. Just make the playoffs. And now it's just like, well, making the playoff, that's great. And now let's see if you can actually, make some noise while you're there.
Yeah.
Because it's been 22 years, kids. As I said, my son doesn't remember he was too little to remember when the Blue Jays last made the playoffs, let alone won anything in the playoffs. So, yeah, kind of nice.
Good for the Jays. Good for them.
Yeah. I will still always be an Expos fan at heart, though, even though the team's been dead and gone for over a decade, and they're trying.
But the former Expos are choking each other in the dugout.
Oh my God! Yeah,
talk about exploding.
Wow!
Yeah,
the team that was listen. Everybody knows it's a kiss of death when Sports Illustrated picks you to win anything. So
they said they were better than the 27 Yankees, Lyle. That's what they said.
I don't think it went quite that far, but yeah.
The 33 Yankees?
Yeah, the 33 Yankees. Yeah.
The end of murderers,
the called shot Yankees. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah.
What a team! What a team the Washington Nationals have become.
Oh my God, that! But the thing that pissed me off though is I'm sitting there and I'm waiting, because I missed the game on Sunday, the Jays game, and it's like, okay, well, all right, well I'll put on baseball tonight because Sportsnet hadn't gotten around to showing the highlights yet. I'll put on the baseball tonight, which something I rarely ever do. And John Kruk and company spent 20 minutes talking about that, and it's amazing. They talked for 20 minutes without saying anything. I was impressed. I was impressed by that. And then, around the 45-minute mark of the show, oh, by the way, and the Toronto Blue Jays in their final home game of the season. I was like, oh, yeah, thanks a lot. Oh, yes, we'll show these teams that are struggling to try and clinch wildcard berths. And, here's some highlights of teams that aren't making the playoffs. Oh, yeah, by the way, that team up in Canada is doing really good. Look, here they are.
They have nothing.
Thank you, baseball tonight.
They have nothing to gain by showing the Canadian team in an American network.
Yeah, they can go right to hell. That's yet another.
Well, you could have said that. You could have said that without that, Lyle. I mean,
period just goes straight to hell. Yeah.
The best part about it is, even with the choking, they weren't the worst Washington team on Sunday.
True. Very true.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, no, you know why, Johnny? Because they probably were, because the Redskins played on Thursday. So they were.
I can tell you that Mark has watched more NFL football games in Germany than I have this season.
Listen. The Redskins are so bad that it just it just seems like they played and played poorly on Sunday. You're conditioned to that now.
Listen, that's pretty much it's not even the name anymore. It's just the disgrace of them playing that the Native Americans don't want that name on the team anymore.
Well, and that was something I was actually going to ask you guys about. Yeah, since being the Maryland natives that you are, and the Skins are kind of sort of your team. Yeah.
No, it's Ravens. Yeah. I think.
Well, now it's the Ravens, yeah. But for the longest time,
I grew up a Redskins fan.
Yeah. So I was just gonna, So kind of to the point was what did you guys think about the whole changing the Redskins name? But obviously you think it should be changed. I'm guessing by your comments. So.
No, I don't care.
I don't care either way.
It does not affect me at all.
To be honest with you, it's just a dumb argument to be having. I think once it hits that level of anger, you shouldn't, like, at that point you should just say okay. Because ultimately it doesn't matter. And you know what, if you change your team name, you're going to sell twice as much merchandise when people go out and buy new stuff.
Yeah, and let the fans vote on the name. Tell them, look, you can vote for any name that's any non-racist name.
That's not gonna happen. Have you seen the Redskins fans? My dad's a Redskins fan, for Christ's sake, and we all know what he says.
Hogs.
Don't be,
Washington Hogs. You know what? That's anti-Semitic. Because you're putting things that. What the?
Because the Jewish people can't go to watch them.
Exactly, because they can't eat pork. So that's a. You know what? I have this off the debate in my head because I'm not smart enough to have this debate out loud with people who have any intelligence. But it's kind of the same as the NCAA making teams change their names, right? That I can see because they're just like, okay, well, the NCAA actually has a set of testicles, and like, you know what? If you don't change your name, we're not going to give you tournaments. You're going to get fined. You're not going to be able to sell any apparel. You're not going to be able to wear your jerseys in postseason tournaments, like stuff like that.
Well, and apart from also the obvious fact that your team name is insulting to a particular group of people.
I suppose.
Most team names are insulting to a particular group of people, and that's the fans of the team that they don't like.
Yeah, exactly. In the Redskins case, yes, but the Fighting Sioux, I don't know if that's...
Well, that one, yeah. Listen.
Who are you? By the way,
if the Sioux don't like it, then okay, change it. But I've never. But of course, this is me with my white privilege, I guess. But I've never perceived Fighting Sioux as offensive.
Here's the thing. There's a referendum going on about this. There are people trying to block the change of the nickname. They're so adamant about having the Fighting Sioux back. it could be the most absurd thing. And Jen's been telling me about how wacky people are getting and how many threats are coming to the nickname corporation and to the president of the university and the dean of the university that if they change the name, shit's going to go down. Like, people are upset.
Like, what is wrong with you?
And here's the thing. I think it's one tribe of the Sioux
Nation. The Sioux Nation.
Yeah. Nation. They like it. But the other tribe in North Dakota that's the Sioux Nation doesn't like it. So because one tribe likes it and one tribe doesn't, they have to drop the whole thing. So that was the thing. And now they're in year 3 of no nickname. So the committee is still working as we speak, including former NHL goalie Carl Gehring, who is on that committee, and apparently he is none too amused with it. He's just like, I don't get this. This is garbage, guys. What the hell?
Well, you know, I mean, I mean, I understand.
They haven't changed anything in the arena, by the way. The arena still has the Fighting Sioux logo plastered all over Ralph Engelstad Arena, and even on the banners up in the rafters. So there's that.
Interesting.
I want to know who's offending people by saying the Syracuse Orangemen, because they had to change their name because.
Well, that's the whole that's the whole Irish, you know, the Protestant.
That was actually Tang.
Protestant Catholic. Yes,
well,
the Tang Corporation was furious with the Florida fresh squeezed Jews.
Why is the Fighting Irish still a thing then?
That's true.
Well, because they don't mind. I'm guessing.
What about the Utah Utes?
Because they're.
What about
the Utes? Oh, the Utah Utes.
The fact is, everyone is gonna there are always people that are gonna get offended by everything.
Well,
I'm offended by that comment.
You see? There you go.
Because ultimately, why does the
Cowboys?
Cowboys?
There are plenty of NCAA teams. There are actually multiple NCAA teams that mascot is.
Well, you know,
Cowboy.
I think I think it's only a matter of time before somebody protests. Before environmental groups start protesting the Edmonton Oilers. You know?
Well, hey, they should already.
Well, I mean, they've been stinking up arenas, so it's only inevitable they stink up arenas.
Well, the fact that the Flames and the Oilers are so close to one another.
Well, exactly.
Really,
Good word. It's a combustible situation.
You beat me to the joke. Very combustible.
That is true.
I'm sorry, Mark.
It's okay. But
got ahead of my. No, I liked it. It was so good. I just wanted to, get in there. Broke the cardinal rule. Never jump on another comic's punchline.
I appreciate that. That was good.
It was good. I liked it. Yeah. That was good.
Well, we had a debate off the top. How many points do you think Connor McDavid is going to muster up this year?
I'm going to say it's between 65 and 70. Okay. That's at best. I would not be surprised to see it be lower than that, but best guess. Yeah, let's look around the Nathan McKinnon area there, and just for what he got in his rookie season, which was I think 64, 65. So I don't see it being going much above 70. I mean, if he does, great, fantastic, wonderful, but no. The way the league is right now, no. He's not going to get. The way the defensive systems are now, and everything like that, and the parity in the league now. I mean, listen, if that kid gets 100 points, fantastic, wonderful. I'd love to see him and Jack Eichel have the kind of debut that Ovi and Crosby did 10 years ago. Because that's the new, that's the new generation of stars coming in, and God, if they could come in and have that kind of an explosive debut, because in the last 30 years, 40, I can't remember when two players entered the league at the same time and had such a significant impact as Crosby and Ovechkin did. So I mean, if McDavid and Eichel could come in and do the same thing, I mean that could be very positive for the NHL.
And that was the analogy that I sort of made too. The Crosby Ovechkin 10 years ago, because there hasn't been this much hype around two so closely valued rookies. Provided that Eichel sticks with the Sabres this preseason, which I can't imagine he would.
Oh, he is not going anywhere. Yeah, but, he's staying there.
But yeah, so I mean, I can't. I envision that there will be, whether real or manufactured, there will be some sort of competition between these two guys.
I just don't want to see, the backlash that we saw towards Crosby Ovechkin 10 years ago. I mean, it's because it started off so well, but then like within a year, you started getting this backlash about it. Within a couple of years or something like that. And I mean, a lot of it was aimed at Crosby.
A lot of it, I think, should be aimed at the league, because that was around the time where they quite literally were using Crosby and Ovechkin to sell the game again.
Well, and especially it started off with Crosby. I mean, and Crosby didn't ask for it. I mean, that's the thing that got me about the whole thing is people made it out as if it was all Crosby's fault. I mean, he just wanted to come in and play the game. I mean, he knew what was coming. And he kept quiet and just tried to go out and play his game.
And then hateable.
And Ovechkin came in and was kind of the big surprise, because that year was supposed to be Crosby's year. Everybody had kind of forgotten about the Russian kid, who had been drafted in 2004 and had I think it was because of that the fact that the Canadian team stomped the Ovechkin, Malkin Russians in the World Juniors in 2005, that I think maybe some of that expectation for Ovechkin kind of got damped down even more. So when he just came in and exploded into the league offensively the way he did, I mean, it made for a much more exciting, I thought, rookie debut. In fact, I recently did a piece for Bleacher Report going back over I think the previous 10 years, and there hadn't been over the previous 20 years, since 1995, and there hadn't been any two players who had such an impact on the league in their rookie seasons as those two did, and especially in the same season. That is so rare. So again, to the point, if McDavid and Eichel can come in and do the same thing, I mean, that'd just be fantastic. It'd be great for the league.
All right, yeah, and I'm trying to think of, on the horizon, if we're going to have any other superstars like these kids are coming up. I mean, obviously, people are saying the best draft year ever. When's the best draft year ever?
That's a thing I'm getting really tired of. I mean,
it's fine now. It's every other year.
Almost every friggin' year. I mean, we keep hearing it's a deep draft. It's a deep draft. Even in years when it's not that much of a deep draft. I think it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was like, well, it hasn't been as deep as in previous years, but it's still a deep draft if you get into the second and third and fourth round. And I was like, what the hell? Well, there's no real notable stars, but it's still a deep draft.
It's so deep.
Yeah, so deep. Yeah.
Well, that's sort of been our running
entendres we could go with that right now.
That's
bottoming out. It's bottoming out.
That's been our running joke for.
The hype's gotten. Well, it just gets more and more ridiculous. I mean, remember 2010, which was the Taylor Hall Tyler Seguin one.
Draft ever.
That's what it was called, the deepest draft ever. Oh my God, it's going to be out of the feckin' world. And and back then, remember all that, they were trying to jar up the hype for Holland and Seguin coming into the league, expecting that they were going to kind of have the same sort of impact that Crosby and Ovechkin did, and of course they did. Now, not to start off with, they haven't, but they're both still in their early 20s. And Tyler Seguin in the last 2 years has really come through since he got traded to Dallas as that superstar everybody projected him to be. In fact, I think he's got to be one of the favorites this year to win the scoring trophy, to win the Art Ross. So I think in that regard, but he didn't have the kind of immediate rookie impact that we saw with Crosby and Ovechkin, and I think the league is still kind of looking for that sort of thing, which is why we're getting all this hype with McDavid and Eichel.
By the way, Pierre-Marc Bouchard leading the Swiss League in points as we speak right now.
Woot!
So there's that.
Attaboy.
I'm looking at Austin Matthews, 3 goals. 3 goals, 2 assists in the Swiss League so far.
Yeah, he's the supposed anointed next one. Hey, he could be the Stamkos to Eichel and McDavid's Ovechkin and Crosby.
There you go.
Will we ever reach a point?
The Brett Hull to their Gretzky and Lemieux. Sorry, Johnny, go ahead. I just wanted to get that in. Go ahead.
Will we ever reach a point where people can just be happy with the players that are in the league and not continually look for the next one to show up?
I really wish we could. It's just, but with social media, and of course the NHL is just gonna hype. You know, well, because the hype starts in junior. Let's face it.
Some of
you know.
these kids were 13.
Well, the hype initially starts in Canadian junior hockey, and then when somebody like Bob McKenzie takes notice of somebody like Jack Eichel, because I got to be honest, 2 years ago, most people in this country, here in Canada, this hockey-mad country, didn't have a clue who Jack Eichel was. All we knew about was Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid's the next one. Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. They're getting Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid. You know, to kind of borrow.
Freeman OJ.
Freeman OJ.
All right, real quick.
Yes.
I got 6th pick in the draft.
Oh, you're doing your draft. Sorry.
I'm doing a draft. I'm doing an quote-unquote experts league and me draft. I'm going to be 6th pick. I'm going to have probably, looks like coming on the board is probably going to be Claude Giroux or Carey Price or Tarasenko or Johansson.
Ooh, wow. How are you set for goaltending?
Right now, it's the first round. So
you always grab a top goalie in the first round. Always grab a goal. If you don't already, is this a league where you?
Carey Price is gone.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I got Ben, Giroux, Tarasenko, Johansson, Stamkos, Kessel, Nash, Kane, Malkin, Wolf.
Yeah. Well, okay. I like Tarasenko.
I like Tarasenko as well.
Yeah, he's trending upward big time.
I will pick Tarasenko. My boy, Tarasenko.
Because my golden rule in fantasy hockey, especially if you're starting off in a league where you're just building your roster from scratch, there's no keepers or anything like that. First rule for me is always get the top goalie first. Goalies are good for 4 to 5 stats, right there. Depending on how many stats your league tracks. So yeah, always get the hot goalie
and then
first.
Pick a guy that takes a lot of faceoffs.
Yes.
Well, in our league, yes.
Well, if you can get a guy who generates considerable offense and is strong on faceoffs and can generate some decent PIMs for you, oh my God, he's golden. Grab him too.
If you can get a guy who's decent on faceoffs, had good goal assists, solid plus minus, great on the power play and shorthanded.
Yeah.
His name is Nicholas Backstrom, but no PIMs though.
And gets game-winning goals.
Game-winning and his goals against is low. Also,
that's true.
Hey, back that out now. Come on. No, but seriously, man. I mean, anybody who's going to be golden for you in as many friggin' stats categories as possible, you grab that SOB, baby. Woo!
That's why. So for years. And Mikko Koivu is kind of that guy in all of our leagues this year, because he's the like semi decent stat guy who also wins a ton of faceoffs.
Yeah.
So almost every single year, and I've been trying to pull his name the entire time I've been talking. I can't remember what his name is.
Yannick,
not Yannick. Yeah, Yannick
Perreault.
Yannick Perreault would always get picked up like halfway through the year by a team that was in the playoff hunt that needed that extra category. Category.
Him and Brendamore. Brendamore during
his during his zenith. Yeah, Brendamore. Yeah, both of them. Oh. And Brindamore was really good to have there because not only was he great on faceoffs, but he was also good for your offensive stats and for your PIMs.
There you go. I'll be coming up here with the 15th pick.
This is moving quickly. My God.
Wow.
Yeah. So the Beaupre League draft is already finished.
Wow.
Yeah, we just started like 3 minutes ago.
Plowed right through that. Took just a little over an hour, which is I think a new record here.
Wow.
It's a new record. All right, so do I go? I got the guys on the board. I got Perry, Getzlaff, Lundqvist, Holtby, Johnson, Rennie.
Again, what's your goaltending like?
Tarasenko was my first pick.
Okay, Lundqvist. Lundqvist.
Yeah, thinking
Lundqvist.
I can't wait until
he's on the board. Lundqvist.
What his goaltending looks like.
Yeah, I'm coming on 26. What's your goaltender like?
What's your goaltender look like?
What's it like? You know what's it like? I'll do my draft.
If you're going to do your draft live, you got to be prepared for this kind of feedback from me. Okay.
I have a writing seminar to do tomorrow, and I'm just going to hear while I'm doing a draft. I'm going to hear Lyle in the background just yelling at me over the phone. What's your goaltender like? Good goaltender. Good goaltender. All right, Jesus. All right, Lyle. I get it. Goaltending.
Okay,
I'm
you
not
got your starter. Okay. I'm waiting for his
I'm waiting
backup
for
next.
Jesus, stop
What's
it.
your backup look like?
So next pick, Holtby.
All right, here we go. Henrik Lundqvist drafted. Fuck your mothers. There we go.
Jesus.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Fine,
You're going about fighting Sioux fans. Good lord.
Please, I got a Sioux jersey I wear proudly while watching a Redskins game and eating bacon. Anyway, speaking of Native American,
ladies and gentlemen. So.
Exactly. Speaking of Native American names, the Blackhawks signed the Brent Seabrook to a 7-year extension.
Mm-hmm.
Worth $4,000. I think that number's a little off. I
think that's a little low, Scotty. Little low.
Was it 58? Is it 58 overall?
7, yeah. It's it's 8 years and it's worth 6.875 mil per cap. That's your cap hit. So, yeah. So I mean, I wasn't surprised at the amount that he got. That's right around where what I predicted he was going to get. I predicted he'd get 7 mil. So good on them for getting him for a little bit under that, because he would have gotten a lot more if he'd hit the open market. He would have gotten 7.5, maybe as high as 8, maybe more. But I was surprised with the length of the deal because he's going to be 31 when that bad boy kicks in next season. And, and that's going to take him up to 39. And as we all know, once he's probably got, let's say, if he probably got about 4 more good seasons in him at best, and then it's going to start to deteriorate because the type of game he plays, he's their best, I think, all-around defenseman. I mean, there's Duncan Keith, and Duncan Keith is fantastic, but Duncan Keith is not as physical as Seabrook, doesn't block as many shots as Seabrook, or as, he doesn't block many shots as Seabrook, doesn't have as many takeaways as Seabrook. Seabrook is their best all-around defenseman, so you can understand why they put the onus on retaining him because he's a core part of, or a key part of that core. They couldn't afford to lose him, but that could be a deal that in the final 3-4 years is going to start to becoming painful to carry. Just again because of the type of game that he plays, that physical type of game, the injuries are going to start to take their toll after a while.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like very few defensemen are able to sustain a level of play to that late in their career. I mean, Rob Blake, I just looked up. Rob Blake played until he was in his year 39th season. Played 70 games with the Sharks. Obviously, Chelios. I mean, was a high-level player that long.
Yeah.
Stevens.
It's Scott Stevens.
No, Scott Stevens didn't. No.
I'm trying to think of what other high-level, big-name defensemen made it to even past 35. And we're still
Leach, maybe?
Would you put Adam Foote in there?
No. Adam Foote's not the same caliber as those guys. But you look at a guy like Zdeno Chara. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I mean, up until 2-3 years ago, he was considered a perennial Norris candidate. But the last couple of years, I mean, his play has noticeably declined. And the guy's a fitness freak and keeps himself in great shape. But I mean, it doesn't matter what great shape you keep yourself in. I mean, age is going to take its toll. And the type of game that he plays is he plays a physical style too. We saw starting last season it really began to take its toll. The injuries, are starting for him, and he was slowing noticeably even the season before that. So, I mean, for the amount of ice time these guys log, and especially if you play a more physical style, it is definitely going to take a toll on you. I mean, if the Blackhawks get 4 good years out of him out of that 8-year deal, they should count themselves lucky. And by that point, after that, they should start hoping that they're going to have some good, affordable young blue liners coming in that are going to be ready to take over on that first defense pairing when he inevitably begins to break down.
So, John, to answer your question, Brian Leach played into his year 37 season and played 61 games with the Bruins.
But and by that point, and that's the thing, you look at where those guys were toward the tail end of their careers when they were later. I mean, they were not playing at a high level anymore.
How old was Ray Bourque when he won the Stanley Cup?
40, I believe. Wasn't he 40?
Around there.
30,
did he play a lot for the Avalanche? I don't remember.
He did. Now, he did. To be fair, I think he would be, Johnny, I think he's the only exception. I think he'd be the only exception. He was still playing at a very high level in that final season, those final two seasons. Now, of course, it also helped that he wasn't being relied upon to carry a team anymore like he was in Boston for all those years. I mean, he was surrounded by a lot of good talent. You know, I'm not trying to detract from how well he played, but it certainly helped that he didn't have to be the go-to guy anymore. He
didn't have to be the go-to guy, but here's his stats from his final season, year 40, by the way, 40-year-old season with the Colorado Avalanche, the year they won the Cup. 80 games played.
Yep.
59 points, 7 goals, 52 assists.
Wow. And that in the middle of the dead
puck era.
That's the middle of the dead puck era.
Yeah. So 2000, 2001. In the playoffs, he played 21 games in the playoffs, 4 goals, 6 assists in the playoffs. So he, a big contribution in the playoffs.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'd say Bork still got it done when he was 40.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the playoff numbers are down a little bit. We're down a bit there in comparison to his regular season numbers. But I mean, it wasn't like he didn't contribute. I mean, no, he was still very effective for them. But I think he's really the only real notable exception that you could say a player who was in, his final couple of seasons and was still able to play, as a quality first pairing blue liner.
Yeah, I mean, and it also helps that he had a decent team around him with guys who could help pick him up as well. That went a long way, I'm sure too.
Sure. And I mean, listen, Seabrook, if the Blackhawks are able to maintain their roster over the coming years, and of course bring in some affordable younger talent as they go, that depth and talent, maybe that helps Seabrook keep his numbers at a respectable level. But still, it can be a long shot, though. I mean, it's still, the odds are kind of stacked against him as far as that goes. Yeah.
Perfect.
You notice he's not telling us who's on the board now.
Oh yeah, no, I already picked.
But you got a backup, Scotty.
I got PK Subban and Gabriel Landeskog in my last 2 picks. So.
I take PK just because I'm a Habs fan, and my comments that my love of Subban overrides my common sense sometimes. So
I figured I needed a decent defenseman in scoring. So
Subban's actually his all around game's improved in over the last couple of years. So yeah. Between
him and Dustin Byfuglien, so I picked PK, even though Dustin Byfuglien
okay, that's the wise choice. That's the wise.
He's right-wing eligible, so there's that.
Yeah, but that's still a wiser choice, though.
Any guys that you're surprised released from their PTOs, or is it just pretty much?
No, no surprises.
Ray Emery stood out to me because of the fact that Kevin Poulin is the guy they picked up to replace him. That's
but I think, but the last. It was really apparent to me, at least last season, that Ray Emery is really kind of gone into decline, and it's a shame because it's the guy works hard, but I mean he's basically playing on a rebuilt hip, and I noticed that he definitely has trouble going side to side now, So I think that was probably why he got released. I wasn't surprised to see that happen. Wasn't surprised that the Leafs signed Brad Boyes.
No.
You could kind of see that coming. But Glenn Cross and Setoguchi, no, them not getting picked up. And in a way, like you hope Setoguchi's able to land with somebody because I mean after going through the. Cleaning up his life and everything like that, these are the kind of guys you hope that get that second chance, that another opportunity to make it again. Hopefully he lands with another team. David Booth's going to have a lot more time to pursue his real passion, which is killing God's creatures on Earth with bows and arrows.
Thank God for that.
Because, the Florida Panthers let him go.
Far too many of those people out there.
I'll tell you, far too many animals still left on this planet. I don't care what people say about climate change, and there's still too many polar bears, damn it. Kill them all, like God's
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
Right,
I don't mind people hunting as long as you are using the whole animal. If you're only hunting just for the head to show off as a trophy, you are an asshole. And I say that because where I grew up, when laying down under, where I grew up, no, you didn't trophy hunt. We had a very, very low opinion of people who would shoot a deer just to get his antlers and leave the carcass to rot. It's like, God damn it, there's good meat there. You don't do that.
There you go.
Anyway. You know,
right,
Ted
so
Nugent is a crazy son of a bitch, but he's a good hunter and he uses all the animals. So good on you, Ted.
You know, I miss when I miss watching a hockey game and getting Ted Nugent commercials. Those were the days, weren't they?
I agree.
Guys
Back on the
haven't got
Outdoor
any of
Life
that.
Network, that was the best.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Fifth round. Am I everyone cool with me taking TJ Oshie in 5th round?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, make it happen.
Do
I
it, man.
believe I did that.
Do it, man. I think he's on his way to a career season
I
playing
think
in
he's gonna
Washington.
have a hell of a year, and that's the reason I'm picking 5th round. I'm not gonna Connor McDavid this thing. Pick him way too early.
No, seriously though, Oshie, yeah, I think he's in line for a career year in Washington.
And
Especially,
Backstrom's back skating, so that's good.
that's a good sign. Good sign. I don't think we're going to see the Kuznetsov on the first line for very long entering into this year.
I think the Caps went out with Ovechkin, Williams, Kuznetsov first line tonight.
How many teams are in your league, Scotty?
Well, you want to shake things up a bit.
How many teams are in this league? That's a good question.
6.
1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's a 10-team league.
10-team league.
Not bad.
I got TJ Oshie in the 7th round of our 12-team league.
Because
Yeah, well,
you were
I'm-
drafting with morons.
Exactly. I'm drafting with experts.
He's
bro.
drafting with experts.
There's other people that listen to the show. Oh, whoops.
He's got a point.
It's my buddy Dan Davish, who used to work for CBS and is working for Vegas Insider, and got some hockey futures guys here, some other guys from McKean's and all, some Fox Sports people. So it's a nice mix.
Yeah,
it's a decent group.
Yeah.
So yeah, hey, are you surprised that Darnell Nurse and Kevin Fiala were sent down to the AHL to start the season? Nurse was one that made my head scratch a little bit. Fiala, I don't know. I mean, I think the Predators are steadfast in their, hey, we might score, we might not, but Philip Forsberg is going to be our dude if we do.
Well, I think, I was a bit surprised that Fiala was sent down to the minors, but I don't think he's going to be there for very long. I think they want to make sure this kid gets some top-line seasoning, because I think that at some point they're going to need to bring him in and perhaps, maybe look at him getting into a second-line role. Wasn't surprised that they sent Darnell Nurse down to the AHL again, and that's another situation. I don't think he's going to be there for long. I just think they want him to get, same with Fiala, get more ice time, in more important roles rather than be stuck in a third line, in a third pairing role where you're going to be sitting on the bench a lot. I think it's, a good idea for them to do that. Let things shake themselves out over the course of the year. I think both of them will be back in the league, probably around mid-season.
I think they're going to get a nice little accelerated thing, especially Nurse. I don't know, get into defense is just, it doesn't suit me well for some reason.
Well, no, you're right. It's a legitimate concern. I mean, as much as having Sekera in there will help, and the fact that Clefbaum has developed well, there still is some question marks there. I mean, they brought in Mark Fane last year, and there was all this expectation from the analytics crowd that he was going to be a great addition, and he turned out to be just okay. Andrew
Stats didn't tell a good story.
Well, I know. Andrew Ferentz, he's an obvious decline. So he's a third pairing guy now. Justin Schultz, and I think Chiarelli looked at what his predecessors did to ruin Justin Schultz, and you think he's going, I do not want that to happen with Darnell Nurse. Because he is right now our best young blue line prospect. Since Clefbaum can no longer be considered a prospect, he's now considered a top 4 guy with them now. So I think they want to make sure that they ease Darnell Nurse into the whole world of professional hockey there, and make sure he gets proper minutes rather than throw him out there early and expect him to play so well as he did in junior, and be all surprised that he doesn't, and run the risk of damaging his progression. As everybody looks at a phone. I'm the only one not looking at a phone. Hang on.
Sorry, I was drafting. I'm going
to pretend I'm looking at a phone. I don't have one.
I'm getting ready for
hang on. I got to have a device here. Okay, I've got my
I was just getting tweets about the latest news.
Latest news and notes. Was one of the latest news Luke Shen possibly being traded because his stock has dropped worse than Enron's?
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Not. Well,
That was a good end run.
That's
Yeah.
valid for 15 years.
I mean, wow, man. Yeah. Nice one. Nice
Wow.
one. Go to the way back
after
machine.
OMC, Scotty goes right after Enron.
After an OMC, well, hell, when I heard Mark saying there was OMC, my first thought was, yeah, you know me, and I'm like, no, that's wrong. No,
No,
you're down with LPP, not OMC. Come on. But anyway,
other people's property.
yeah.
Or the Ontario Provincial
Provincial
Police.
Police. That's the way I looked at it. They missed a golden opportunity to use that song and market themselves. The Ontario Provincial Police.
Like a black rap group's gonna give the police.
I know, but hey, what the hell?
Sent the wrong message.
Hey, listen, they could sample. Come on.
It's true.
They could sample.
You're not wrong, Lyle. You're not.
Hey, damn straight. But Insane in the Membrane. No, that's Cypress Hill. Sorry. Now I'm gonna have that beat in my head all night. But anyway, well, there's worse beats to have in my head. But anyway, yeah.
Luke Shen.
Luke Shen. Well, listen, I wouldn't rule out the possibility of him getting traded this season. I just don't see it happening this early in the year. Just because a lot of teams don't have a lot of cap space right now to take on his cap hit, unless the Flyers are willing to pick up part of it. And I just think right now, teams are going to be content to look at what's on the waiver wire or cuts from training camp and see perhaps if there isn't somebody in the bargain bin they can throw in there as a stopgap measure. So I'm not completely ruling out the possibility of Luke Shen getting traded this season because it is the final year of his contract, and he obviously doesn't have a future anymore in Philadelphia. But I think don't see it happening in October.
Never sunny in Philadelphia. And they got Shane. They got Shane Gaddisby here it's a great name.
I know. Gaddisby here is some quick. Throw a pun in there to make it work that he's no longer there.
Gaddisby here has got to be there.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Scotty. I froze. I'm sorry. I was sitting there going, that'd be a great pun, and I started.
Not gonna work here anymore.
I think that's even better. Gaddisby here, not gonna work here. Yeah.
Lyle, do we have anything for the bag of fun?
Bag of fun? Nah, not really. No. Well, we talked about. We talked about the
whole rollicking good start.
I could have talked about the whole Crosby Ovechkin thing, how it's been 10 years since then, and all of that. But has
there been any Patrick King craziness going through your head, Lyle?
Thankfully,
we thought it got wacky as shit Wednesday.
Well, yeah.
Oh my God, were we wrong?
Well, I mean, by the looks of things now, after everything that unfolded in the 48 hours following that, when the DA is saying it's a question of if, not when this goes to trial, or you start to go, it ain't looking like, it doesn't look like this will go to, it still could, depends on all the evidence that they found, but, doesn't sound like the whole DNA thing is going to be able something that they can use against him, that's for sure.
No, well, they got 17,000 sources saying he's not there, so.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but apparently was also lost in the midst of all of that stuff they're reporting last week is sources saying apparently the accuser's the witness for the accuser is no longer supports her story. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I didn't hear that.
Yeah, no, seriously. Now, it hasn't been confirmed, but that was what was reported in amongst all of this stuff about with the whole, how the lawyer quit the case and how, rape bag and what was, I'm sure mom, had the right, her heart was in the right place. I'm sure she was probably think she was doing the right thing for her daughter, but way to jeopardize the case, Mom.
No, it's fine.
What the hell? What are you doing? I mean, you still got to go by the assumption that, okay, for Kane, guilty, innocent till proven guilty, but also that the accuser has the right to be believed if she says that this happened to her. But when the victim's mother stoops to that level of fabricating information to try and help her daughter's case, well, you have to wonder, is there a there, for lack of a better phrase? Is there anything really there. When even the DA sounds skeptical, during his press conference, defending the way that the rape kit evidence was handled. I mean, Eric Macramala, who's the resident legal analyst on TSN, I mean, he's pretty much saying that unless there's much stronger evidence that shows up in the course of the investigation, this thing is going to be pretty much done. It may not get to trial. And I got to say, at this point, just based on everything we've learned so far, again, unless there's some significant evidence that's revealed in the investigation, based on everything we know right now, it doesn't sound like it'll go to trial.
No. By the way, the county DA is hateable, trying to make that thing a comedy act in his little thing when he was saying, "Yeah, no, it comes in a box, not in a bag. What the hell are you guys talking about?" No, but he made it listening to the whole thing. He was just trying to make jokes over and over again, and it was like punch after punch, just not landing.
And it's like this is not
serious.
It's like, dude, this is an evening at the Improv, okay? Just knock it off. Give us the info. That's your job. Tell us the info. We need the info.
I was literally yelling, "Listen, shithead! I need this information."
Yes.
Not your open mic night.
Yeah. But the one thing that's come out of all of this is that, leave it to Sean McKendo, aka Down Goes Brown, in a rare moment of seriousness, where he said that regardless of the outcome of all this, there's a lot of people in the hockey world who don't have a lot to be proud of right now. And we've seen a lot of misogyny really rear its ugly head in this whole thing. I mean, and we're talking a lot now about a lot of fans. I mean, it's one thing to say that you believe Patrick Kane, or that you don't believe that he did what he was accused of doing, but to then turn this whole thing around into just hatred towards all women, I mean, that's just wrong. By the same token as well, there were people who believed that Patrick Kane did what he did, or wanted to believe that he did what he did, that were calling on the league to suspend him, that no, for the good of the league and the good of the game, to the point where they're saying that the NHL hates women. Now, I get to a point where I just go, okay, whoa. I'm sympathetic to what you're saying, but you kind of need to dial that back too, okay? You can't turn around and just suspend a guy, for what? While an investigation's going on. Well, has he been charged with anything? No. Well, why are you suspending him? Now you open yourself up to a potential legal can of worms if it turns out that he was not guilty of anything, if no charges get filed. So... and of course the Blackhawks didn't handle it well with that press conference. Was still a farce. That was just an embarrassment. To be quite honest, I think the ones that have handled it the best thus far, it's been the league. The league has said, we're going to wait and we're going to see what the outcome of this investigation is, and at that time we will take the appropriate steps if necessary. And that is the right thing to do. You may not listen. If you think that Patrick Kane is guilty, well, you don't want to hear anything. You don't blah blah blah. You just think no, he's guilty. I'm sorry, but it's still innocent until proven guilty. You have to look at things from a legal perspective because they're the people involved in the investigation now. And I understand that people have strong feelings about this on both sides. But at the end of the day, it's no good. It doesn't excuse misogyny. And it doesn't excuse, a kangaroo court or a stampede to justice in the court of public opinion.
But that's social media these days.
But but it's
every day.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's the problem with it.
Yeah, but I mean, again, and that's just like what Sean McKenna was saying. There's a lot of people in the hockey world right now regarding this whole thing that don't have very much to be proud of. Even if you thought you were doing the right thing or writing the right thing or saying the right thing, you probably didn't. At the end of the day, with these sort of things, there's a lot of these cases are not right and wrong, black and white. There is a lot of gray area in these things, and that's the way the law works. And you have to let investigations take their course. And there's nothing in the CBA. I know some people tried to interpret the CBA and compare it to the Slava Voinov case and go, the league suspended Slava Voinov, so they should suspend Patrick Kane. Well, again, I defer to Eric Makramala, who's the TSN legal analyst, and he said that's comparing apples to oranges. Because there was a lot to work with in the Voinov case. I mean, right off the bat, when the police received a call, they investigated a call of domestic violence. You had an injured and obviously upset spouse. You had damage in a home. There was a lot to work with. Whereas in this case with Patrick Kane, you have a woman claiming she was raped. Now, and to the credit of the Hamburg Police Department, they believed her and they've done their due diligence. But at the end of the day here, you can't sit down and make a direct comparison to Patrick Kane's situation with Slava Voinov's and go, well, the league needs to suspend him right now. I mean, I'm sorry, that's not. I don't see that being disrespectful to women in that regard. Now if he is charged and the league doesn't suspend him, okay, now you got a reason to be upset, okay? But until then, let's let this thing take its course, That's all.
Exactly. That's done and dusted.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Listen, it's just nice to have a week without Patrick Kane stuff.
Guys, it's back.
Yay!
With vengeance, it's back.
Yay!
The Pick'em segment.
I was wondering if you were going to resurrect it again for another year. I like this.
Last season, Johnny P. flexing.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Look at him.
Yeah.
And that's why you're wearing the shirt with the star. You're a star, aren't you, Johnny?
There he is. Just
That's
straight
it.
flexing on me.
He's a
All
winner.
right. Last year, Johnny
200-point swing.
won it all. 200-point swing. Picking Providence. Then second was Lyle, who picked Boston U.
Hey,
And I
yo.
had third with the North Dakotas. And then, we had some other guy.
What? Who?
Who?
Who was that guy?
Who was that motherfucker?
Who was that guy impersonating me making those horrible picks last year?
Who was that? Anyway. All right, this week, the Kumja, the Quebec Major
Hello.
Junior Hockey League.
I gotta pick a good name here. Hang on.
You gotta pick a fantastic
Pick a fantastic name. I want to try and keep them wrestling themed again this year. I kind of strayed a little bit last year.
This is the toughest league to do that with.
Oh, I know.
A little bit.
I know. Hang on. Okay, well, I don't even know who's going first here, so I'm just.
That would be Mark with a C going first.
There you go.
I did so well last year. All right. Well then, I don't know who is supposed to be good, or who isn't supposed to be good, but I'm going strictly based on the size of their arena. That's usually a good indication of how decent or not decent a team
That's
is.
usually a good okay.
I'm gonna go with the Quebec Remparts.
Whoa!
Good pick.
From the ramparts we watched.
That's a good pick.
How big is their arena?
Their arena is 18,259.
It's the new Quebec City arena.
18,259 capacity. They're not going to fill that up probably, but it's going to be a good preview for when the Nordiques come back.
Exactly.
Second closest are the Halifax Mooseheads at 10,595.
There you go.
There you go.
I am up, and I'm going to pick the Katy Bathurst Titantrons.
There you go. There you go. You got it done.
Good work, Scotty.
I do my best. Well, you are up.
Oh man. Well, yeah, you're right. I can't find a good wrestling theme name in here. So yeah, just wild shot in the dark, and just because I want to just stretch this out, I'm gonna pick the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles.
I like it. I like it. I
Yeah,
like it a lot.
they're not just Screaming Eagles; they're Screaming Eagles.
The Screaming Eagles logo looks like a high school logo.
Oh, absolutely, Absolutely.
They're,
yet another reason to love them.
They're
If you're
ranked
from
number
Quebec.
5 in arena capacity, so not
Nice,
bad.
I like it.
Not bad.
Thank you.
I like it. I like how you're
Oh,
using
we're going
Tony-
by. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Mark's using like how Tony Kornheiser uses the population angle for picking soccer games.
Yeah, but he's going more arena size though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the team; it's the size of the arena.
That's true.
There you
That's
go.
what I've heard.
Johnny P.
I'm gonna stick with Goldie Hawn and the Moncton Wildcats.
Hey, nice throwback to last year. Well played, sir.
By the way, Lyle, I would have also accepted the Victoriaville Tigre mask.
Oh shit,
Tiger
good one.
mask. See?
Yeah, Tiger
Next
mask.
time.
Yes, till the next time. The
By
Tigre
the way,
mask.
new fat notebook. Thick, nice new fat notebook.
Wow, that is fat.
He got a fatty.
Your
That's
notebook
the
has some
notebook you
junk
got
in the
there.
trunk.
There's a little junk in the trunk.
Mm. That's
Size
a
like-
mighty big notebook you've got there, Scotty. Somebody
Oh,
comes
that's
to
that
me
notebook
with
you got
something.
Tell Ty Webb I'm gunning for him.
Yeah, he's compensating for the fact that his old notebook has been used up, so he needs a
Yep,
new,
that's
better
that's what
notebook.
happens.
What are you
They
trying
don't
to
use
say,
them.
You
Lyle?
use up your old notebook and you
Yeah,
You try and find a new one.
Use it all up.
Yeah.
yeah.
Use it all up. All right, I think it's the 90. I'm on the 95th pick. I think it's time to pick another goalie.
Pick a goalie. How's your goalie, Scotty?
Get your goalie.
Have you got a backup, Scotty?
Now I'm trying to think of that backup right now.
Send me out
Who's out there?
Varlamov.
I'm picking up next. I'm going to see if Dan Dovish picks up somebody else. All right.
Do you think they're listening to the show? You can say who you're looking for.
Tuukka Rask off the board. Jake Allen, Steve Mason, Ryan Miller, Berto Luongo, Freddie Anderson, Peter Mazurek, Jonas Hiller, Anthony Emmy, Martin Jones.
Wow. Go back to what were the ones at the top level again?
Jake Allen, Steve Mason, Ryan Miller.
Okay, I'd leave Miller alone. I'd go with Jake Allen.
Jake Allen?
I would wait around and take Martin Jones.
It's an interesting pick. I just don't know which way he's gonna go, man. He's never been a starter before full time in the NHL.
But when his longest extended run in Los Angeles produced like 4 shutouts and 9 wins.
But that was 3 years ago. Yeah, but that was like 3 years ago.
Screw it, take it, Jake Allen.
Yeah.
Well,
fine. Thank you.
Always like a goalie.
I would have picked Steve
First
Mason if it. Honestly, I would have taken Steve Mason but it's that injury history that worries me. When he's healthy, he's the best of that bunch that you rattle off. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to stay healthy this year.
No, it's gonna be an interesting.
He's no Chris Mason for me.
Especially,
nobody beat Chris Mason. Nobody can beat the rocking that bald-headed, beardy look.
What about Bob Mason?
Bob Mason was the
best.
Rank your Masons. Fucking Pat LaFontaine's shot.
Poor Bob Mason. He dropped like he was shot after that went down. I felt so bad for him. Like his whole body.
Shot after that.
Oh, come on, man. He played well. His whole body just radiated sadness out. Just the way he slowly sank to the ice after that went in. I rarely feel bad for a losing goalie, but in that case, I felt so bad for him. I did. When you watch the replay, just the way he sinks to the ice.
No, we see the replay a lot, Lyle.
Sheer dejection that's just oozing out of him.
Lost. It was 75 OTs. I get it. It was Easter. It was a thing.
It was a thing.
Fuck Kelly Rudy.
To this day.
To this day. I think he lives like 20 miles from me. Fuck him. He might be the new Eric Francis. I don't know. Probably not, but still.
Nah, nobody. Oh, come on. Nobody will replace Eric Francis, that special person.
Except for the new guys in the morning. Those are the guys who replace Eric Francis.
Big of a douchebag now that he's not on the radio in the morning.
Oh, he's such a cockmunch.
Okay.
If a tree falls,
just
Scott,
life in general.
John, if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? I mean, how do you know if he's been an asshole if you can't hear him every day?
That's true. That is true. I can't wait until the day that Scotty sees Eric Francis in the supermarket.
He runs him down with his cart.
What if it's his supermarket?
I hope so. I hope he got us my supermarket, because then I could just tack it. I know all the little places where I can just hide his body.
That's true. All of a sudden, Eric Francis' body's gone, but it's
all of a sudden these cans. He's Eric Francis walking along. All of a sudden these soup cans start whizzing past his head. The hell? What the hell?
And then like 2 days later, there's
So
this,
you go right after cottage cheese. Scotty knows the dairy aisle.
Yeah, I know there now.
There's
Cottage cheese.
Right. Nobody eats cottage cheese.
But
That's a
soup,
perfect place to play.
the soup can aisle does have a lot of cover to it.
Mm.
So I mean, I can wing it and then duck behind it, and then wing it again and duck behind it.
And then like 2 or 3 days later, some new meat shows up at the butcher counter next to some fava beans.
Soylent Green is made of Eric Francis. Eric Francis.
That'll add to his Soylent Yellow journalism.
Oh.
As long as you use the whole body.
Well,
Yes,
exactly,
yes.
exactly.
Do not use. Don't
nothing
kill him
else.
just for the head, or I will lose all respect for you, young man.
Face off hockey show. Use the entire body.
Yeah, use the whole body.
Use the whole body. Don't leave that carcass to waste. Good meat on that. Good meat on that ham steak there.
Yes. You just do you guys sell wine at your store? Can you sell wine at grocery stores in Canada?
No, we have to have it's not the non-alcoholic garbage, but yeah, we have to have separate.
You can't put Chianti next to there.
That
buy
would
and
be
bring it with us, but
there you go. Who left that bottle of Chianti next to the fava beats and that lovely steak?
There it is. That was
show.
Yeah.
You use the whole body.
Yes, we use the whole body
There you go.
on the Face Off Hockey Show.
If we were making T-shirts still,
Yeah. Taking the body
we're
has
always
a whole
making
different
t-shirts,
meaning.
Mark.
Taking the body has a whole different meaning on the Face Off Hockey Show, my friends.
What was that, Scott?
Mark, we're still making T-shirts. We're just not making T-shirts.
Yeah.
I see.
You know
what that means.
You know how it is. You know what I'm talking about. Uh-oh, here I am. Do I take a risk on Pavel Datsuk even though he's injured?
No.
Okay. Well, that answers that question.
Do not. No. He's 37 and he's had significant ankle surgery done and he doesn't know when he's going to be back in the lineup. Do not touch.
Oh, God. Thomas Vanek. Do I pick Thomas Vanek?
Who else is there?
Hartnell, Ryan, Verbata, Little, Pominville, Aginla, Huberdeau, Van Riemsdyk.
Ooh, Huberdeau.
Huberdeau?
Yep.
Huberdeau then. Huberdeau.
He's young, plays on the line with Barkov and Yager there in Florida. They're going to be a good line there, right there this year.
What does Huber do?
Just score, baby. All he does is win, win. All right.
There you go.
All right. Well, it's been fun. It's been real. Hey, next week we're doing opening night. It's gonna be
Yay!
great. Fun time. By the way, production meeting. Are we going back to 5:30 or 7:30, boys?
Your call.
7:30 start time.
Your call.
7:30 start time. Anybody?
Works for me. Works for me. Whatever you want to do.
I'm in.
7:30 Eastern is 8:30 my time, so.
Yeah, Johnny's not going to be on next week, so Mark, 7:30 Eastern.
I'm in.
7:30 Eastern. All right, we're back to 7:30 Eastern. Lyra, you're still probably going to be on around the same time you always are.
Of course.
So your schedule doesn't change. But thank you for joining us, bud, and we'll talk to you next week.
Always a pleasure. Talk to you next week. Go Blue Jays!
Bye, Lyle. He's banned. He's banned now for that one. He's no longer. That was Lowrich's last appearance on Face Off Hockey Show because of that comment. Till next week. Anyway.
Well, no one started chanting Cito sucks. So.
They should have, though. Been great. Johnny P. Shootouts. Shoutouts.
Shoutouts. I'll shout out soccer season. Still going. Shout out. Hopefully this weekend doesn't get rained out. Mark's bachelor party, right? This weekend.
See.
Right. So that'll be a great time had by all. And yeah, I'm just gonna shout out the Baltimore Blast jerseys again.
Hell yeah.
Because why not?
Hell yeah. That's a good one too.
I'm done.
All right, Mark with a C. Give me a shout out.
Shout out to Germany.
Yeah.
I still have some funny money here.
Ooh, get some Deutschmarks?
They're Euro. Everybody switched over, man.
Oh, that sucks.
Each country over there doesn't have individual currency. They were smart. They switched over. So I have 30 euro that I need to do something with. I think I can exchange it when I go to work tomorrow, I think. But I guess we'll see about that. So shout out. I don't know why I was shouting out. I didn't mean to make it like a rap video where I was like throwing dollars.
Just throw, yo, what up?
Look at all this money I have.
Look at all this money, son.
Dog.
That's worth 1.5, isn't it?
Yeah, 1.5 to the dollar. I don't know what you. Maybe.
I don't know what the currency exchange is.
I don't know what things and stuff are. Anyway. Mark, any more? Got anything else? Anything else for us? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. He's muted. No, just let him go. Just let him keep going. Just let him keep going. Just let him keep going. Nope.
When only we can see this.
Yep, it's the best. It's the best. Yeah, wait. You got anything, Mark? Talk to us, bud. Nothing. He's out.
He got taken off because of the Euros comment.
He's starting his bachelor party early. Here he goes. All right. What happened? He asked. We don't know. I don't know what the hell happened either. Could be the greatest thing ever. I think you're back now, Mark.
Hello.
There he is. That's a kid.
Hello.
Yeah, buddy.
Whatever. Just keep going.
We were still on you.
I
I
can't
just
hear
asked
anything.
you if. All right.
Whatever.
Do you have anything? No more. You done? He's done. He's finito Santiago. All right. Get out of here, Mark. We'll see you later, buddy. There he goes. Mark with a C. What a guy. I guess my shout-outs will be to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse. I'll be taking a sabbatical, but it went last Wednesday. It was great. Watched Can't Hardly Wait. It was a fantastic night. Shout out to No Dentistry. Shout out to Snow on the weekend. Shout out to Mark's bachelor party. Wish I could attend, but I will be there in spirits.
Real quick, too, shout out to
There we
Scotty's
go.
mutton chops.
What's that?
The sideburns are fantastic, Scotty.
Thank you. I'm
I'm
trying
back.
to grow a nice little beard here.
I don't know what happened. Could you guys hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you for a bit.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. We're
Whatever.
just talking about my mutton chops. It's all good.
It looks good.
Thank you. Trying to grow an actual beard, and I'm just too lazy. I'm just like, I'll just shave. I can't angle it out. Fuck it. So there we go. Shout out mutton chops. Shout out Ambrose Burnside. So there you go. All right, that's it. That's all. I got nothing else. So until next week, puck drops then. For Johnny P. Mark on the C, I'm Scotty Watts. Take care of yourself, and someone else has been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com, which is also our Tumblr. Check us out on the Facebook, FOHS Radio, and the Twitter, FaceOffHCKY Show. So, till next week, hockey season starts. Away we go. Peace.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.